Hey everybody, welcome to this episode of the Weekly Roundup. I am Nat Daddy. It's January 18th. Hope you're enjoying winter so far. I know pretty much all of us are suffering at the moment, whether it's lots of snow, lots of cold, or a little bit of both. I just checked out the window before I started recording, and I do have some snow going on, and it's about minus 30 here, so good time to be indoors and reading comic books, and that's what I've been doing. So got about 15 books again for you guys to hopefully enjoy and maybe go out and check out yourself, or maybe you read some of these books already too and you got the same opinion, maybe something different. Just let us know in the comments below. But before we can start all that, let's go through our regular beginning housekeeping stuff. So we got our sponsors as always. We got 204 Comics, awesome LCS in the Winnipeg area. Does have a presence online as well, so if you want to check out their amazing back issues online, go for that. That's where we use our pull list as well. And we got our FOC dates on the show today as well, so we'll go over those towards the end of the show. Lots of good books on there to hopefully get ordered. And we got a Blaze of Comics. A Blaze has been nice enough to send us early copies of books when they do come out. Noah Blaze. Oh, actually, there's one book this week from a Blaze, Prism, but I did not review that one. I think that's actually the last of that series. So, also this week we have the wrestling event coming up on the weekend there. Where did I put it here? I just saw it. Oh man, I can't see. Where's my glasses? When I find it, I'll bring it up here for you guys. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But we got the wrestling event coming up on this weekend. We got 204 Comics, FOC as well. I'm going to do a little review of the Marvels. I watched that Marvels movie there. Maybe if I can watch it, you guys, well, maybe that'll change what you want to watch or maybe not want to watch it, this movie. But we'll go from there. Let's jump into our stuff here. Let's see. Let's start off with our wrestling stuff since I did just find it. All right, so we'll jump into that. Like I said, this weekend, Primo's Wrestling does have Once Upon a Time in Hollywood going on. They actually have a tour going on all weekend through Manitoba. But the one I'm going to focus on here is on Saturday night in Winnipeg at the Pyramid Cabaret on 4th Street. So it's a great venue. I quite enjoy it when they do the shows on there. It has a kind of a cool look to it. So there's a lot of great stuff going on for this show. Like I said, it's called Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and that's because they have the Hollywood Haley J in there from the Netflix stuff. So if you guys watch that pretty popular Netflix series Wrestlers on this year, she was one of the stars on there. She's in town this weekend, and she'll be taking on Kat Von Hees. We got the return of Bobby Shink. He hasn't wrestled for Primos for quite a while now, so excited to see him. He's one of my favorites, former champion there. We got the return of the villain, Marty Scurll. He was amazing when he was in town last summer, and that's so great to see a big indie star there, former NPW and New Japan star, against the Canadian Rob Stardom. Amazing guy as well, too. What else we got there? Many, many more events. I know we got the Mustachios in there and that, but again, got 3 belts on the line there. We got Mustachio. He's got his championship belt on there. We got Billy Blaze got his championship on there, and then we also have the what is it called? The tag team championships belt in there. You got a special last chance match there, where you got the kind of dreamers there, Malcolm Lovechild and Jesse Nash, Dazed and Confused, taking on Toxic Juggernauts, Toxic Tyler James and Moses Luke there, the German Juggernauts. So do come out on Saturday night if you can. And if you can't make it in person, I do have it online. I have it on the Facebook channel here. And Primos themselves does it on TikTok. So a few options there to see it. All right, now that we got all that goofiness all sorted out, let's jump into our books of this week. Quite a few good books in that this week. There's a few books I wanted to read that I didn't get a chance. Hopefully I'll get a chance to read them next week. Again, with all the storms and stuff like that, didn't get some of the books in that were supposed to come in. First off, I got from DC Comics, we got Superman number 10. Joshua Williamson's been doing this run now for 10 issues. And it's been a great run. Like I was saying last week with the Action Comic stuff, I'm not a huge Superman fan, but the new startup with this, like I said, this 10-issue run so far and the new Action arc starting over there last week, turned into a fan that's looking forward to reading Superman. So in this issue here, Superman's kind of gone back in time a little bit, and he's with that new. I don't know if she's gonna be a hero or she's gonna be a villain or she's gonna be a little of both in that. Marilyn Moonlight. She's kind of like this ghostly villain, so that's kind of neat. And then we have Superman is an old Western person, so like I said, it does go back to this Western time and has a little adventure there. Kind of like it, like I said, is it kind of goes back to these. I mean, there are bigger stories involved in the background on that, but it's kind of fun just to have these kind of 1 or 2 issue stories that are kind of self-contained stories and just kind of classic, Superman, fun, but it's still in an updated way. So quite enjoying the Superman stuff lately. Also from DC this week, we got issue 110 of Nightwing by Tom Taylor. I'm a Nightwing fan. I kind of like it. This book ties into the Beast Wars stuff that's going on with all the Titans crossover going through the DC books. Damian Wayne's been turned into a cat from one of those Starro Beast Boy spores and that. So Nightwing and Superboy or Superman or whatever when they call him, John Kent, is trying to deal with Damian Wayne being turned into a cat and being put into like this gladiator kill pit below Gotham. So again, a fun story that does tie into the Beast Wars stuff. From DC, we got the next issue, I believe it's issue 4, of Godzilla versus Kong versus the JLA. This is a great book. If this was ever a movie, this is what you want to expect from it. Just lots of action, lots of fun. Not a whole lot of a crazy backstory or detail into it. It's just a silly kind of summer blockbuster involving all these great characters. The Justice League, which pretty much has like a lot of the DC people there, not just the League people, and Godzilla and Kong and all the other Titans as well. Plus you throw in all the Legion of Doom and bad guys in there as well too. So yeah, lots of great fun. And the art's really good in there as well too. So from Marvel, one of the Gang War tie-ins, we have Jackpot. This is the first solo series of Mary Jane with these kind of silly superhero powers that she has. She's got this gauntlet that it has a bunch of like random jackpot slot machine things on there that when she hits it all the time, it get different symbols pop up. These are like ruins, these magic ruin type of thing. It's ridiculous. Tied to magic technology. And every time she does this, she gets different powers. So random powers pop up, and now she's using this to be a superhero. So kind of silly. I'm not a huge fan of this Jackpot character so far, but it does tie into the Gang War stuff all right. She's out there helping in New York while all the different power supervillain gangs are trying to divide up New York and all its suburbs for gang turf. So lots of good action. But yeah, that whole Jackpot character is kind of whack. From IDW, we got the continuing launch of the G.I. Joe Real American Hero series. So I think a lot of people are getting a little confused because IDW, sorry, not IDW, they used to do it. Image is now doing the G.I. Joe stuff. And there's 2 different kind of universes. So there's this one here, which is the continuation of the one that started off in Marvel, 300 plus issues ago, and then ran through IDW. And then picked up here 3 issues ago. Still written by Larry Hama. So this is all the stuff that you remember from like the early 80s and all that. So this is like your canon. This is your stuff that's awesome that you probably remember from a kid. All right, not the Energon stuff. That's what the other stuff is. That's what the But there's going to be a G.I. Joe book, but right now there's the Duke book that came out right now this week, and I will be reviewing that right away. The Cobra Commander book came out this week, and those tie into the Energon universe, which ties into the Transformers and that Void Rivals one. But this here is totally separate. It's still just as amazing. Except if you are a fan of the original stuff, this is continuing on from where that left off. At the beginning of this run, a couple issues ago, Serpentor and his half of Cobra, that's on Cobra Island, kind of detonate this mutant bomb where they've all been turned into like these zombie mutants. The world knows this, and that place has been turned into like a no-fly zone. It's kind of contaminated zone. So they're getting ready to kind of invade the rest of the world, especially Springfield, where the rest of the Cobra is, like Cobra Commander and his part of Cobra. All the original people are in here in that. You got the Joes in there as well too. You have this other party called Revanche or Revalanche. They're kind of like these AI robots that have been around for a long time in this G.I. Joe universe too. And now they're going to team up with the Serpentor group. So not only are they going to be like mutant zombie Cobra people, but they're going to have like these AI enhancement cyborgs as well too. So this is a fun series. I quite enjoy it. It's awesome. The other one I was talking about that comes out this week and is definitely my book pick of the week. Just like Duke has been amazing so far. And also, like I said, the Transformer stuff and the Void Rivals, they all tie together in this new kind of Energon universe. This is Cobra Commander. And I was curious to see how they were going to do this because I like Cobra Commander, and I was wondering to see how much of the original stuff that they were going to tie in. And they do it really well, actually. So they do show him kind of walking into a bar where he's looking for a vehicle. I guess his vehicle is broken down, and he kind of has a flashback while he's in the bar of how he's gotten there and that. So they do use the backstory of him where he came from like Shangri-La, and he was like this guy. And that kind of culture that was hidden all those years, that were like mutants, and they use like organic technology and stuff. So if anyone remembers from the old cartoons, the G.I. Joe movie, like all those characters, and the Cobra Commander story there, where he came from there and was set out upon the real world by them to kind of conquer and become like this sleeper agent in the real world. And that's all in there as well too. And then a kicker at the end on how they tie it all into this Energon universe. And this is about to be a spoiler here. So if anybody doesn't want to know about this, don't listen after this. 3, 2, 1. They show at the end of this book here, Cobra Commander, for the last little while, has been using Megatron, who's got trapped and locked up in a lab using Megatron and taking him apart and using his technology to big Cobra that the leaders that they're going to be and the technology that's going to rule the world and that. So, and that's what it also is, but they've used with, like they said, like with this, this underground cult of monsters that he's been with. So really liked how they've tied it all together. This Joshua Williamson writing the Energon universe has been amazing. Pardon me. For Marvel this week, we have the Daredevil #5. This is that new series that's been going on. Hasn't been too bad so far. What I liked in here was the fact that Daredevil and She-Hulk were in there, and it was a pretty neat story. Pardon me. A nice action scene, lots of battle in here. Daredevil does take on She-Hulk in here, but it's not actually She-Hulk. She is possessed by a demon, and it's kind of like one of the 7 sins type of thing. It kind of has that thing going on in that. And it seems like this is not the first one that he's encountered in the last few issues of this book. So they keep introducing these new kind of demon characters that are kind of taking the shape of the 7 sins. So that's kind of neat there too. So new kind of villain that seems pretty awesome. I don't have my Catwoman up here, but Catwoman, the next issue 61, it's been a pretty cool story so far. If anyone hasn't been following Catwoman lately, during the that Bat-Cat war that went on during the summer there, during the Gotham War. Um, Vandal Savage actually, now I wouldn't say gave her powers, but she actually, Catwoman kind of got these powers from Vandal Savage where I won't say she's immortal, but she has kind of like these 9 lives right now. So she's using up these 9 lives, doing all these dangerous things in that. And in this issue, she's going to go rob jewels that form inside this nuclear reactor in Russia and that. So nobody can go inside there because it's that radioactive and that, but because she has these extra lives, she's going to go do it. I know it sounds silly in that, but Catwoman, much like Nightwing, is an amazing series. So if you haven't checked out Catwoman in the last little while, do check it out. It is an amazing book. We have The Bloody Dozen, A Tale of the Shrouded College. This is issue number 2. We did cover the first issue of this, I guess, about a month ago. We have these 3 astronauts that are actually all different generations of one family, and they all kind of this fucked up family relationships going on here. And this kind of underground society has asked them to take part in this mission where they fly into space to fight vampires who are on this jail that they built that circles the sun and that. So these guys are going to go do it. They kind of have, I won't say magical powers themselves, but they do have some, they're not just your average people in that. So you got a grandfather, a woman, and her daughter. And like I said, they have a really bad family dynamic going on. So kind of a neat story there. Like I said, a little bit of supernatural in there, a little bit of vampire stuff, and it does take place in space. So. From Marvel, we got the first issue of Avengers Twilight from Chip Zdarsky. Like I said, wonderful guy. Got to meet Chip last summer. This book is a great start so far. It's in a distant future, not necessarily ours, but it could be, where the heroes have kind of been all kind of, I wouldn't say, yeah, most of the heroes were actually killed, it seems like, in one day. It's called H Day. Steve Rogers is still around. He's an old man now, but he's not Captain America. There are other people that have these roles now. And the world is kind of run by familiar faces, but definitely like this kind of fascist society. So Cap, again, he doesn't have the super soldier serum inside him anymore, so he is an old man, and he's just kind of tired of seeing how the world is, and he's going to try and fix it up again, even though he's not Captain America yet. So I like this so far. It's kind of a neat look on a dark outcome of what could happen, and I'll definitely check it out because, like I said, I'm a fan of Chip Zdarsky. Issue 42 of Amazing Spider-Man. Next issue, like I said, in the gang war stuff here. I'm really enjoying this gang war stuff here. A lot of action happening in this one here. We got the end of the battle where it was all these people fighting in the same spot. You had Spider-Man and Tombstone and Kingpin and, like I said, Beetle here. So many different people. You got the gang war stuff going on all around New York as well. This is a great book. I know after this gang war thing happens, there's going to be a lot of different repercussions that are maybe not necessarily what people thought going in. Really liking this. One more month of this, I believe, going on, but probably about 5 or 6 more books still involved. So need to see where this goes. And I'm not sure if it's the same team is going to continue on this book after this big event and that, but I know a lot of people are not enjoying the writing team and the art team on here, but I've been liking it so far for this gang war stuff. Last but not least of this week, it is one of my personal favorites, and I'm not sure why, but I always have liked them. It's the 3rd issue of this Miguel O'Hara Spider-Man 2099. We've covered the first 2 issues. Last week we covered one. This week this was the 3rd issue of the series, and kind of has introducing all the supernatural stuff into the Marvel 2099 future. This is also the 100th issue. If you have the legacy numbering, if you had all the Spider-Man 2099s together, this would be the 100th issue. And this one, he takes on the werewolf of 2099. So a neat introduction there. And it's cool. You can see that they keep building this universe up, adding all these different characters. So I'm a fan of that because, like I said, I do like the Spider-Man 2099 stuff, and I really like Batman Beyond too. So coincidence. All right. So like I said, I was going to do a little bit of a Marvel's movie review here. My review of this movie, I watched it yesterday because we have been snowed in and that. My review for this is don't watch it. This is a horrible movie. Yeah, I don't even want to waste any more time talking about it. It is that bad. All right. Also, lastly on the list for this week, and we'll get you guys on your way here. We have the final order cutoff. So this is the books that you need to order this week to guarantee that you get them on the following dates here. A lot of these books here, I think if you don't order them, you might not get them because there has been some surprise sellouts in the last few weeks. So first off, from February 14th, we got from Image Studio. Make sure you get all your books picked from there. You got Dutch and Infernals #1. You need your Boom Studio books, your Dynamite books, Oni, Titan, DC books. On February 21st, you got your Dark Horse, your Marvel books, and your Vault. In those Marvel books, maybe make sure you get an Ultimate Spider-Man 2, because that's one of those books that seem to have sold out. And even though it just came out, that's going for $25 already. So again, another reason to do an FOC here. On February 28th, you get your IDW books and your Keen Spot. And March 6th, you get your Marvel books. And one of the books that you might want to pay attention to in that one is your Spectacular Spider-Man. So it'll be Spider-Man teaming up with Miles and other Spider people as well. So, all right, that's what I read this week. This is what I want you to read, or what you should maybe be read coming up in the next bit. Otherwise, from that, hope you guys enjoy your weekend. We will see you next week.